Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Select Generation podcast. Today, we've got a very special episode, a very special guest with Jacob Stokes, who is currently
Well,
playing for Diablo Valley Wolves. So we like Jacob a lot. We had him this summer in Spain, in Salamanca. Top player, top kid, and yeah, we're just going to get into some conversation. We're going to talk about all things soccer. Jacob loves soccer. He's
yeah,
soccer crazy. So Jacob, I'll let you introduce yourself. Talk to us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you play for,
yep.
and a little bit of your background in soccer.
Of course, yeah. So my name's Jacob Stokes. I play for Diablo Valley Wolves. I'm a 2025 graduate. I started playing soccer at the age of 6 and never looked back. I've played for ODP. I've traveled a lot, and now I'm playing for Wolves at the MLS Next program, and just continuing my path. And then next year I'll be in Spain with a Selection Generation Academy. So
Nice, man. Good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff. So, Jacob, talk to us about your kind of soccer career growing up. Like, were you always playing soccer? Did you play baseball, football, basketball? Like, were you growing up and you had to play soccer, or what was kind of your like involvement starting the game?
Yeah, so my mom put me in a bunch of different sports. I started with basketball. I played that for a year or two, and then I did swim and then soccer. So I played all three of those at the same time, and then eventually got too much, so I quit swim and basketball. And yeah, now just stuck to soccer, and I just love the game now.
Nice,
So
man. Good
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, swimming is that's tough. That's
yeah,
tough. Like you have to.
definitely definitely helped with my stamina. So
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for
yeah,
sure. And then basketball, yeah, I don't really see you being a basketball player.
yeah, no.
Uh, that's cool. Good stuff. Okay, so Jacob, obviously now you're playing at the MLS next level.
Uh-huh.
Um, how would you say that? Like, talk to us a little bit about the MLS next level. Like, obviously, you play for an MLS next academy. You've been well. What did you play before Diablo Valley Wolves?
I played for 1 year. I played on this team called FC Toros.
Okay.
Uh, but before that, I played for the club called Ajax, which is now called East County Revolution, and I played that from the age of about 7 till 13, 14. So,
Was that ECNL or was it DA or what was
uh,
it?
well, back then it was just like Gold and Premier. So,
Okay. Okay. So going as a new player into MLS next, like how was the step up?
it was a bit scary at first, like seeing MLS. I just wasn't expecting, such like a high level, and so it was like a shock. But now after playing, this is going to be my fourth year now. I've gotten used to like the level, and I've definitely adapted, and I think it's definitely made me a much better player. So
Yeah, for sure. So I talk to a lot of players and they're always like, I'd be interested to get your perspective on this because I had the same conversation with Weston. We were talking
yeah,
about like MLS Next, DCNL, MPL, high school. Like, what does it all mean?
uh-huh.
For you, as someone that plays at the MLS Next level, what do you think is the difference between an MLS Next level player and an ECNL, NPL high school player?
I think it's mostly about consistency and always getting touches on the ball every single day, no matter what. And obviously there's going to be setbacks, but it's also the mindset and how you persevere from that. I think that's mainly the big key because most people quit when they I get pushed back. But as like an MLS next player, there's obviously going to be setbacks. It's just how you get past that and move forward. So I think that's like the major part about being an MLS next player. So
Okay, good answer. And then a lot of players that we talk to, they say, there's such a big difference between MLS Next, ECNL, MPL. Do you think really there's that big of a difference between the levels? Or when you talk to your friends, or, for example, if I came up to you and I said, Jacob, you play MLS Next, I'm thinking about joining an MLS Next team or an
mhm.
ECNL team or an MPL team. I want to play at the next level, but what's the difference between the levels? What would you tell me?
Yes, there are some teams that are at the top, but overall, there's not too much of a difference. All the players are roughly the same, but I think MLS players have a slight edge, but overall, it's almost about the same level, besides like the pro teams like Quakes and whatnot. But other than that, I feel like it's almost even. So,
Yeah. And how would you say is the difference between MLS Next academies and MLS Next pro teams?
I think just like how they run their programs and like their player pool, I feel like they have a bit more opportunities for players to reach out to them and stuff. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah. And then for you, like
Mm.
when you're when you're playing at an MLS, well, let me ask you this. Do you think MLS Next players are arrogant?
Um, not not all, but I feel like some are. I think because they see the badge, they think that they're like the best or better than most. But I I don't know. I mean, it just depends on like the type of person that you ask. I feel like.
Yeah, that's for sure. No, the reason why I ask is because I was saying I asked Weston too, and it's a tricky one because like I talk to a lot of players that are like obviously we like I'll go to I was in Arizona, I was in Nashville, I'll go to Indio this Christmas and
Yep.
like you talk to a MLS Next player and they're like, yeah, I'm talking to a few like D3 schools, but I have to play Division 1 soccer. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you think that? And they're like, because I play MLS Next, like I'm not going to go less than Division 1.
Exactly.
For you, obviously Division 1 should be the goal. I'm not saying that Division 1 shouldn't be the goal, but
You have to be realistic with what you have.
what do you think about the mentality Division 1 or bust?
Um, I mean, I get it, like go all in or not, but at the same time, you have to look at what options you have, and you don't want to, you know, have your career end right there because you don't go D1, right? There's still Division 2, 3, and whatnot. So I think you can't just limit your options just to play Division 1 or nothing at all. So
Yeah. And then when you're talking like with your teammates, with your friends, with, I don't know, guys, and they're saying, and when you're talking about schools, like what do you guys think the difference is between Division 1, 2, and 3?
I think just like the name and like what kind of facilities they have, but overall, I mean, the play is almost the same. I think just like the type of mentality again. Maybe Division 1 players are more, on the field, and Division 3 or 2 are just like, they just practice when they need to practice instead of getting those extra touches in. I feel like so.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
big.
Good, good stuff.
Yep.
So for you, Jake, in your college search, obviously next year you're going to be coming with us.
Yep.
That's kind of like a stepping stone and another platform. But for you in your college search, if you knew everything that you knew today, two
Mhm.
years ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
would you change anything about the way you went about your college process?
Yes, I do think so. I think I would have started a bit earlier and was more on top of my game and just reached out to colleges almost weekly because I was doing it about monthly. So I think I would just reach out to college coaches a lot more often. That's like the big thing I would say.
Yeah. And then if I came to you and I was like, hey Jake, I'm a freshman, I'm a sophomore in high school, I want to play college soccer, but I don't really know how. Like, how does it work? What do I need to do? What advice would you give me?
I would say definitely try and get your name out there. Always reach out to colleges and just do whatever you can to try and get noticed. And once you do get noticed, make the most out of that.
And how do I get noticed?
um, send them video clips, reach out to them about going to games or tournaments, and yeah, just basically like continue to ask them to go to your games and watch you play until
Whams if they don't reply to my email.
next the next coach. Just always asking different coaches in different colleges.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. People think, oh, the coach didn't reply to me, so he doesn't want me. But
There's
you
plenty of coaches out there.
yeah, you got to keep going, man. You got to keep going. Good stuff. Okay. Um, so for you, Jake, talk to us about the game. Like, why do you play soccer? Like, why do you turn up to practice? Why do you enjoy, or I don't know if you enjoy, but why do you play soccer?
Well, number one, I obviously love the game and I've been like addicted to it. But also, it's not like basketball or football. It's such like a free flowing game, and there's no like plays this and that. It's like whatever you see, you play, and I just love how you always have to think and you're always on like the move, and there's no timeout, so you can't rest or break. Right? It's just constant work and just you just keep on going until that final whistle. So.
Yeah. And then what do you think for your team, for Diablo Valley Wolves?
Mhm.
If you win a game, if you lose a game, if you play well, if you play badly,
Mhm.
what do you think are some big factors in terms of your performance? Like the coach, like the previous week of training? Is it if guys are injured, if you have a healthy roster? Like, why do you think What do you think brings your team success?
I think that I think the week before the game, all of that preparation and what we do before the game, as well as when we come into the game and like that pregame talk, the coach really sets like the tone and how we play, as well as the individual mindset. And if everyone can play at like an 8, 9, 10, then like collectively we'll like all do well. So it all comes down to the individual and the team preparation before the game.
Yeah, good answer. Um, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Spain. Obviously, we had you for a couple of weeks this summer. So obviously you're one of the standout players.
Mhm.
How was obviously was that the first time you left the country?
Well, I went to Mexico for holiday, but
Yeah.
yeah, far, far away. Yeah.
So so the first time kind of, going out your comfort zone, away from your family, away from your friends for a period of time.
Yeah.
What were your kind of thoughts before the camp? Like how did you prepare?
Um, Honestly, I went in a little bit nervous, like leaving the family and, speaking a whole different language, I'm not really used to. But at the same time, it was nice to live on my own and just get away from all of like the noise and just hang around with these boys for 2 weeks and play some really good football. So honestly, I was excited, but a little bit nervous of that factor. So
And then how was like the first few days, like, flying, traveling, meeting new people, getting settled in? Like, how was the experience the first few days?
honestly, it was really cool. The flight was a bit rigorous, but after the first 2 or 3 days, you really get used to like the time change and you really just acclimate to the boys and the football. And after that, it's like it's just normal, and you just play.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, the playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you play at a high level.
Mm.
When you came over to Spain, obviously the first few days we were kind of sorting out like, the groups and the roster and stuff, but did you see a difference in the coaching style or the sessions?
For sure, yeah. I think the coaches were a bit more intense, and they really hammered on like the technical aspect and like the tactical as well, and they really implemented that. Whereas here in America, it's more long ball and just trying to use your strength instead of using your mind more. So I found that to be like the big difference.
Yeah. And how did you feel like the lifestyle was? Like kind of having a lot of free time, making new friends,
Hmm.
being in a new environment, like outside of the field.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
Really enjoyable, those like late nights with the boys and coming back and having fun. It was cool, especially knowing that I was on my own and I can make those decisions by myself. If I felt free and like loose.
Yeah.
So
And just to clarify, if there's any parents watching this, Jacob
yeah,
wasn't out getting drunk and falling asleep in the street. He was well behaved.
of
Uh,
course.
but yeah, talk to us about that though. Like,
Yeah.
making decisions, you weren't 18, so you were a minor technically.
Yeah.
Did you feel like an adult? Like what were you guys kind of doing? Like what
Uh,
outside of the field, what was your life like?
Yeah, I definitely did feel like an adult because, you're out 11, 12, but you're obviously responsible. You're just walking around the streets, meeting new people and just enjoying the culture, especially since Spain won the Euros. It was a party fest and, just everyone just enjoying themselves. So yeah, it definitely felt like home actually.
Yeah. And did you feel safe?
Of course, yeah. Not only because me having the boys around, but the city that we were at, I felt very safe and protected. So
Good. Good
yeah.
stuff. Good. So I can show that to a parent next time and
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
they'll be happy about that. But yeah, in terms of the soccer, Jake, obviously you're coming back next year.
Yeah.
So what made your decision to come back next year? Like obviously we like you, we think you're a good player, we want to develop you even more, but what was kind of behind your reasoning to, okay, I'm going into my senior year of high school, but I really want to go back to Spain. Like why?
Well, definitely those 2 weeks had persuaded me, and just the whole lifestyle of the Spanish football and living there. I felt like it suit me better than going to college here, or at least for the next year. And it just really felt like home, and I wanted to take on a new experience, and I felt like Spain would definitely help me develop as a player and as a person as well.
Good,
So
good
yeah.
stuff. I agree with that. For you as an individual, what do you think that you need to improve on specifically about your game to play at the next level?
I think more aerial duels. That could be part of height, but I think I just need to be able to space myself better and know where the ball and the player is at the same time, um, as well as continuing my one v one defending. You can always improve on that because I'm a defender myself. So I feel like those two are the key aspects in really being like a standout defender.
Yeah, 1v1 defending, but no red cards, last man.
Yeah, no, of course not. You gotta do sometimes.
Exactly. Tactical foul. No, no, I like that. Okay, and then talking about kind of playing at the next level and being driven. Obviously, you've
Yeah,
played against guys that are playing for the Quakes. You've played against guys, that are probably professional players now, or are playing at a really high level.
yeah.
What do you think is the difference between a good college player? Well, no, let me ask you this again.
Hmm.
What do you think is what do you think are the differences between a good MLS Next player, a good college player, and a pro player?
Um, like I said before, I think it really comes down to consistency and the mindset, and just setting high expectation goals, and just going after them. And some people might call you crazy, but I think if people do call you crazy, then you're doing something right. Just it's all about sacrifices. Not staying out Friday nights and putting in work. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, good stuff. Love that answer. Love that. Okay. Trying to think what else we can talk about. So what are some of your individual goals? Like, have you got goals, for the MLS next season? Have you got goals for coming to Spain? Have you got goals for 5 years, for 10 years? Like, for you as an individual, what are your personal goals?
Yeah, so long-term goals, obviously, trying to make it pro. I would say midterm, especially for my team, is finishing top five in league, making it to the MLS Flex in Maryland. And short-term goals, just always improving day by day, and just keep on building that confidence for next year in Spain, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And then is a good is an interesting point about being a pro
Yeah.
because some players pro it well, to some players pro is like, I
Hmm.
want to play USL. I want to play MLS. I want to play, I don't care where I play, but I just want to, get paid to make a living. I could be earning 500 a month in Romania or in Eastern Europe, and that covers my rent and that covers my food.
Yeah.
What do you think? What define your definition of pro, becoming a
Yeah.
pro soccer player?
I think playing pro to me is playing at a super high level as well as getting paid. But to me, the payment has nothing to do with it because I just love the game. But I think for me, it's just knowing that I can play at the highest level possible and still enjoy it, and just enjoy the game. I think that's my definition. And obviously, the money comes with it, and that's cool. But I think just striving to play at the highest level possible.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good answer. Good answer. Okay. Um, okay, Jacob. And then um a little bit about sort of when you were in Spain with the boys.
Yeah.
Are you still talking to anyone? Are you friends with anyone? Like, is there like a group chat you guys have? Like, what's going on?
We made a group chat actually while we were still in Spain, and we always snap each other back and forth. And I'm still in touch with Jackson, and so we still keep in touch. And yeah,
Nice, man. Love that. Good
we
stuff.
definitely built a fast connection, and it was cool. It was really nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jackson's crazy. He's funny.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, no, Jacob, awesome. That was a great podcast.
no, you, of
Appreciate the time, mate. I'll,
course.
I'll stop the recording now, but yeah, we're excited about you next year, and um, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really good this year. This year we're starting. We're getting all the foundations in place. The
Mhm.
boys got a really good roster this year, and the boys are doing a great job. And yeah, next year is going to be even better. So we're excited, man. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll stop the recording now. But I appreciate your time, Jacob. Thanks
of
for
course.
joining.
All right, thank you, Sam.